Here we go. Let's try that one more time, all right?
We have been doing this how long now?
I'll tell you what. Let's start again.
Okay.
All right. Let's start the whole show again.
All right.
We're gonna start
starting all over
we're gonna
again.
We're gonna start the show over. All right. All right, Ida, we're going to pretend this isn't the second time we've done this.
And the sound is on, and we're good.
No, this isn't take two. This is take one. Hello.
Welcome to
Wednesday
our
night.
show.
We've seen a couple of you before. You look familiar.
Welcome.
Oh,
It's so
my,
nice to have you
we're-
here.
Hey, it's our 1 year anniversary. Actually, we missed our 1 year anniversary. We're like every couple ever. Our 1 year anniversary was like 4 weeks ago.
Right.
So we're sort of in there. But we've done 54 videos on Facebook, and only about like 32 of them have gone up on YouTube so far. So,
Right.
But we've been doing this for a year, so we thought, let's take some time and celebrate the year and have some fun with it. So, so that's what the show's about. If you aren't familiar with the show, like us, come on in and join in on the show. Your comments get posted up on the screen as we go along. And this is a show where we'd love for you to post your comments. We'll try to pay careful attention. It'll be hard maybe to understand exactly, but we're interested in your memories. And I could not get the video player running. So
It's so
we're going to just have
sad.
to talk about shows. We can't we can't actually watch the clips. I'll keep working on it while the show's going on. Maybe it'll pop up. But anyway, that's
So I wanted to confess, because I feel like I should,
okay.
that you had struggled so hard pulling all those photos together and screenshots from our shows over the past year, and I was, in my typical hurry self, deleted a folder with all the pictures in it.
We have a shared folder on Dropbox, so all of a sudden it was gone. But we were able to recover it. It was okay.
Oh, I'm still...
I was pretty crushed because there's 54 videos are 45 minutes long each. So you're talking about like hours and hours of looking through videos and taking pictures.
It didn't take long to delete it. I just click.
I don't know what that photo thing was, but I just deleted it.
It looked empty, so I deleted it. Oh, I'm so sorry. But anyway, as it worked out, he was able to restore it.
Yeah, we got it back pretty much intact. So that's where those shots came from.
It's been one of those days.
We've had lots of guests. That's been fun. But before we get started, we want to do something a little different. And we actually want to start to do this. We're going to ask some of you to do the intro to the show. So here is our friend Kathy doing during the intro. She's going to introduce what our show is about today. So take it away, Kathy.
Well, hi, y'all. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. I'm Kathy Wilder. Lacey may appear. I'm not so sure. Tonight we are celebrating our first year of being live. We are happy to have you with us. We'd like to know what you liked the best, what you thought was the funniest, what left you with the best memories, and what you didn't like, what you weren't so crazy about, and also what we didn't talk about that you wanted to talk about that you kind of felt we didn't have enough time for, or you forgot until after the show was over. But first, I'd really like you to know that I'm uniquely the same, you're uniquely the same. Together we will change the world. Take it away, Cal and Ida.
All right, Kathy. Thank you so much for recording that for us, and
thank you, Kathy,
and showing that. So that's what the show's about. We want your input, your comments. What did you think of it? What do you think of the show? What are some of your favorite moments? What are some of your least favorite moments? One of the things I was going to talk about is how we had a show where we talked for like 5 minutes and there was no sound.
I think we did that more than once, actually.
And then we just did it today.
So, history repeats itself.
Yeah, so that's why we did the restart for all of you, and you got a chance to watch the photos twice.
That's right.
Which is, I don't know, I liked watching them twice. I watched them more than twice. So let's get into some of our favorites. Feel free to pop in your stuff. But so we've been at this. I remember our very first show. It was quite different. When I went back and looked at them, we still had a lot of energy. But we didn't really know what we were doing. The very first show, we came on and we did a slide presentation and we talked about like what Uniquely the Same was.
Yes.
And we just sort of went through what it was about.
Our mission.
Yeah. And it was pretty long.
Yes, it was.
And do you remember when we came on, I said, here's the length of the show we're targeting.
30 minutes.
Yeah, 20
to 30
20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
There has never been a show that's been less than 30 minutes.
It's usually closer to an hour.
We did that for about a month. We said 20 to 30 minutes, and then we started saying 30 minutes or so. And then we completely gave up on the 30 minutes. And then we redid the show so that we would come on to YouTube just for the short part.
Right.
And the idea was that we'd get the YouTube show just down to about 30 minutes. But that doesn't work.
So far, that's not working for us either, obviously.
we just go on and on. What was our longest show? Do you know how long it was?
I don't know.
What would your guess be?
An hour and a half? Hour and 40 minutes.
Nope. No. Never got close to an hour and 40 minutes.
It felt like it.
You know what? There's a lot of podcasts. Joe Rogan, H3 Productions. There's a bunch of them now that are doing long format podcasts. They're like 2 hours plus. That sounds like us.
It does. We managed somehow to avoid that.
They bring a guest on. I mean, Joe Rogan's theory is that if you're on for a couple of hours, you can't just give the marketing pitch for 2 hours. Eventually, you get to your real person and who you are. And anyway, I think people have a pretty good idea who we are.
I think so too.
In fact, there's a plenty of us on the screen. Hey, it's possible that I got this thing up and running. I want to see if I did.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Let's see here.
Rob says 1 hour and 10 minutes, and Kathy says 1 hour and 21 minutes.
Yeah, I think the longest one was actually 1 hour and 7 minutes. And guess what? You weren't on it.
Ha!
It wasn't a show with you. I think it was a show with Mary Lou.
Oh, but that was such a good show
think that was
because
the
you
longest
shared.
one.
That was when you shared with her trip to Guatemala.
Yep, where we talked about
Oh,
Guatemala.
that was really nice.
You know, we're having trouble with our stream to YouTube. That's the first time. There, it's back. So we're just delaying. There's been something wrong with the network. There's been something weird. So if something happens in this show that's weird, we're sorry. We can't. All right. So let's talk about what are your memories? What are some of the things when you think of the show that come to mind? So I think of that first show where we were just trying something, and literally we got done with that show, and I said that was terrible. Like we can't ever do that again.
Which crushed me because I've never sat before a camera like this before. Well, with Meerkat we did.
Yeah.
But I had zero confidence in sitting in front of this camera, and it showed. It really showed. But then I learned that it's our friends that are out there with us, and it's not a bit scary at all.
Nothing. It's just sort of like getting together at a restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we've started to get. I think we've started to get that attitude. And sometimes we're actually too casual. Like today, we're not really prepared enough.
Two people saying we're interrupted. Hopefully, it's not interrupted anymore, and you're getting the stream.
Yeah.
So there's some. I think Windows 10 is doing an update today too, or something.
So maybe everybody. But I can see us scrolling on your screen. So
Okay.
yeah. So thank you for letting us know that we were interrupted. But we're back, and we're just going to keep plowing on. And if you hang in there, we'll hang in there. And worst case, if we ever have a technical problem, we'll drop off. We'll come back on. We'll keep trying. You can keep trying too if you've got the opportunity. You could also jump over to YouTube, see if you can find us over there. We'll try the different options. So do you have any so you were talking about being a little bit afraid at first. Mm-hmm. Do you have any moments where you were the show was not going well and you were really uncomfortable?
Like that time you walked out on me?
What time is that?
I forget, either Sayla had to go out, something. It's like, I'll be right back before the show starts, and just talk to the people out there.
Yeah, no one was home. No.
So you left me sitting here, and I was just talking away.
No one was in the office. We were the only two, and Sayla was ringing her bells, and I knew from the way she was ringing them,
she had to go
that
out.
She needed to be outside.
This is live show
Yeah.
for sure. But I remember sitting here thinking, "Oh no, please don't ring those bells again, because I don't know what I'm going to say."
I remember watching the rerun of it, and you were definitely vamping.
Yeah.
There she is ringing her bells right now.
Oh, yeah, she heard us say bells.
Yeah, somebody's here with it. So, yeah, Rob says we should go remote. We did. That's another funny story. We did the remote broadcast from Messiah College when we did a seminar on Tuesday and a Wednesday, so we couldn't be here, and we did it. And we didn't really make a big deal out of this, but we put the whole seminar up. So we put 3 hours of seminar up 2 days in a row on it. But one of them, the one that happened during this show, for some reason, and we weren't doing it on the full setup like we did here. We took a phone and just put it on a tripod,
right,
and recorded from there. And when I hit the button, somehow I hit an overlay, and it played Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
The whole way through the hour-and-a-half video. It was just, and there were sharks floating around, and when Rob and I were giving the presentation...
Yeah, it took a little bit away from your presentation, I must say.
When Rob and I would look at the screen... You can go back and look at this. This is still on Facebook. We didn't take it down. We didn't take any of our bad videos down. When we turn and look at the screen and it recognizes our faces, it puts snorkels and goggles on our faces. We were just giving our presentation. We had no idea that it was going on.
It was a great presentation, but
it?
Yeah, but when you look back on it with that, it does take.
I watched it. Who knows whether it was good or not? You cannot concentrate on what's going on.
Right. Well, like some of our Facebook Lives, I didn't go back and look at them afterwards because I just couldn't. I just had an idea of what it might look like.
There was another bad story, and this video's out there too, Ida. when I went to graduation, it was another Messiah must not like be good for us.
It must.
But I went to graduation. Anna Marie was graduating, or she was doing a senior. I can't remember what it was, but there was a program that I needed to be at for her on a Wednesday night, and you and Rob did the show.
Oh yeah.
And that also, we usually don't have technical problems, believe it or not. We do have quite a few, but not most shows.
Right.
And when you and Rob got in, something got hit. I don't even know what it was, but the show would not broadcast.
Right.
So you did the same thing. So you broadcast the show on a
phone.
On a phone, but the phone wasn't getting a good connection, and so the pictures on it are like the worst quality you can imagine. So I'm gonna go through this one video that I have, because I've got shots of everything in it, but I've got to bring the sound down on it so that when we play it, here we go. So let me see if I could find that shot. Actually, I'll just play through it. We can talk through it sometime. But it's really like the worst quality broadcast. Like everything was pixelated in the shot. There was nothing.
However, that was another example. Rob and I persevered. We knew we had issues, but we kept going. I was proud of us, Rob.
You did a good job, and the content was really good. But I would encourage you, if you ever watch that video, to not watch it.
Don't
just
watch
listen.
it.
Just listen to it. It's actually pretty good when you listen to it. But when you watch it, literally, here, look at this. This is the quality of the video that you had there. It was just that was like one of the better shots that I could get.
Looks like Rob saying, I didn't do it. We didn't know what happened. But.
So we have had ours. But I think, to me, the biggest disaster was that time when we did a good 5 minutes of the show. And
it was good.
Yeah. and then we realized there was no sound. So we started over. So that was fun. We're not going to do a game today. We're just going to talk a little bit about things. The bad shows are the ones that everybody watches.
Yeah. Why is that?
Well, that's because Rob was on the one. He had got all his friends to watch.
I see.
That was a shame, because Rob, we should maybe redo that content, because that was your story. It was like talking about living life with CP. It was the show, and that was one of the better shows that we've done, from a content standpoint. Yeah. But I'm telling you, if you watch that video, like, you can't watch it. Like, it's so distracting. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how, if you have bad sound or you have bad video, you basically just can't watch the video.
Right.
So anyway, we'll see what maybe we can redo that one sometime, or find some other way to do it.
Okay, sounds good.
That reminds me, I actually would love to make some changes to the show to make it better. And so like, to make it more interactive. That's one of the things I'd really like to see over the next year. And so we're going to try some stuff. We're going to shift some. And one of the things that we're thinking about, that we're actually we're leaning toward, is maybe shifting the night.
A lot of people have church or other functions that are on Wednesday night. So we talked about Tuesday night or Thursday night.
Yeah, and we've been leaning toward Thursday night. So we'd love your feedback on that. But we really might try it on a Thursday night a couple of times.
The day that we had Caleb on a Thursday night, that seemed to be good, because people tuned in, and some of our regulars really can't make it on Wednesday night. They have other commitments. So I think it's smart to evaluate it and look at different dates and times maybe, and see what works. We originally started doing our show at 7:00, which is great for Eastern time, but for Pacific time and Central time, it was a little bit early.
Yeah, I think 8:00 or so is actually a pretty good time. It's probably the best time that we get. Maybe even 9:00 is a good time. But anyway, so you and Rob did the show.
Yes.
You were mentioning Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
That was that was a fun show.
It was a fun show.
The Caleb show, remember, that wasn't too long ago. That was just maybe a month or two ago.
Right.
They all blur together, actually. None of them seem like they were that long ago. It's only been a year.
It couldn't have been that long ago because he was here for a rowing contest the 1st of October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we had him on playing a video game. An audio game is really what it was.
Right. For those of you who don't know, Caleb is blind. He's been blind since birth, and he was sharing with us how he plays these video games that are based on just the audio, and it was very interesting to see how well he plays those games and how poorly we did.
That's right. There's Caleb playing the games. But we didn't play the game on air, but I did play it later. And I've been playing it. I've actually been trying to learn it.
You're so competitive.
So that I can play against Caleb. But one of the things about that is, it's really hard. I actually found it easier to play when I closed my eyes because I found the visual a distraction from just listening. And anyway, so that's been my latest little thing is try to. So we had Caleb on. What other guests? Can you remember any other guests that were?
Oh, yeah. We've had Mary Lou Zolko has been here.
She talked about her trip to Guatemala with John. That was a great show.
Right. Caleb, we've had Sam Hasselbush.
Yeah.
Who came and sang for us.
We had one time that you weren't here, the whole Clark Kids filled in for you. Did you?
I actually saw that show. Yeah,
you saw it.
It was cool that they did that.
And one of the things I did in that show is I put a pop quiz. I asked each of them 5 questions and didn't tell them I was going to.
Right, and you could see by their faces how excited they were about that.
that was one of the few surprises we were talking about.
And they were hard questions, Calvin.
We've tried actually not to do surprises on the show. Yeah, we do a couple things like the joke of the week. You never know or hardly ever. Occasionally you write it, but most of the time
I'm not taking it.
You're not taking
Do
credit
not
for that.
try to push that off on me. He writes the jokes. He doesn't share them with me because he wants my reaction to be honest.
Truthfully, I only have written about half the jokes. Other people have written quite a few jokes.
Sent them in.
Yeah. And so we use other people's jokes as well as mine, and but you don't know it going in,
right.
So it's the first time you heard it. So we get a pure reaction from you.
And I try really hard. I really want to love these jokes. I really do, but it doesn't happen.
And anytime we do a quiz, and anytime we have a guest on with a quiz, we don't tell the guest what the quiz is going to be. We just tell them there's going to be a quiz. And so they're guessing right along with you. I remember Sam was on, and we were doing music from the 80s or something, and she was like nailing everything.
Every one of them. Kathy and Rob said we're mentioning other guests. Gary Agate and Megan Ritchie were on.
Yeah, Megan's been on quite a few times. A few people have been on a number of times. Yeah. I think that was the first time we had Kathy on. She's been on like photos or things like that. But,
right, she's in our opening glitch photos, and she's made a lot of the products that we've given away as to our winners of our contests. So she's participates.
Well, she participates, but I just mean on the show.
You mean physically?
That was really the first time we really had gotten
and hear
a chance.
her voice.
And that's sort of fun to get to know people just by seeing them.
Right.
And I think that's part of the thing with guests. You bring a guest on and you get to see who they are. Here's I don't have all of the guests here, but here's just a few more scenes with guests. So there's Mary Lou. Look at this shot. We got 4 different people. You got Kathy making a comment. You are coming in from Springfield, and then there's Gary Agate, who is just a couple of days away.
Actually, he's one day in terms of miles.
Oh yeah. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah. So it's amazing he's walked so far. He's walked from Monroeville or Pitcairn. I'm sorry. He's walked from Pitcairn to
start on Labor Day, right?
Right, and he's gonna show up in Florida.
Orlando. He's walking. I think they really want to film him like coming under the Orlando sign. That's sort of the.
Yeah.
And so he's much darker skinned, I noticed.
And thinner.
Yeah.
But
and he's got a beard.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So from this shot, and then of course we had last week we had a guest that was fun. We had Hyro, And Hyro, a lot of people said Hyro was a lot of fun. Jeff was a guest, right? There's the shot of Jeff when he was on the show.
He's always fun to have on the
He
show.
he told some stories, and then Maeve.
Oh yeah, I forgot Maeve was
Remember
on
Maeve?
the show. Yeah,
Yep.
well,
We
of course
did
I
we did the
remember Maeve.
Virginia quiz with
Maeve
her.
was our summer intern who did a lot of work, wonderful work for us.
This was Mary Lou when you were away. Megan,
There's
of course.
Megan.
There's a shot of Megan. There's Rob filling in.
Yeah.
You go away a lot.
I do.
There's when I'm not there. There's you and Rob carrying the carrying things. Here's Rob and me. This is, I think he said the Polish show was a good one.
It, yeah.
This was the one he was talking about there. Of course, Rob would like the Polish show. He was the star. And then we get into some sailor shots. Those are all the guest shots that I've got, but that was.
When I'm in Springfield, I try to encourage my dogs to come up, so I could get my dogs on the show. But they're so stupid; they won't come. They just bark. They'll stand at the door and bark, and so we have to lock them downstairs while I'm doing it. But I have got some cute dogs. Someday I'm going to put pictures of my puppies.
Your dogs made one of the shows. They were barking on one of the shows.
Yes, I'm so sorry, but yes. I have a Papillon, and I had a Chihuahua, and then a Border Collie mix. So we had several dogs.
So we have all the shows. We have all the shows up there, so you can always go back and review them. And I'd encourage you to. It actually is pretty fun, and it's amazing how many of the jokes of the day I didn't remember.
That is God's gift to you. Wiped out of your memory.
Oh my!
No, I mean they're the typical dad jokes is what they are. So some of them are just so.
Yeah, they are. They have their moments.
They do have their moments.
All right. So what are some of the we talked about sort of the worst, the traumatic moments of the show. We talked about guests. What are some of your favorite memories? What are some of the things from the show that you really?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if we talked about all the traumatic ones.
Oh, there's more traumatic? If you got more, you can talk about it.
Are you kidding me?
We
did a product demonstration from a Wish product list, and we demonstrated a heat sealer, and it sort of worked, and I was impressed because it cost us $0 and it just cost $2 shipping. And then all of a sudden, you somehow came up with a glass of water and a plastic bag to test it to see how well it really worked. And you held it over my head. And I know you say you did not mean to do that, but Cal, he poured a bag of water over my head during the show. And I think that was a little traumatizing.
You know, truthfully, some of the Wish product shows were our best. Were really some of our best shows when we bought the products from Wish and did unboxings.
They were fun.
It looks like this particular clip. Yep, it goes by really fast. So I'm gonna try to show you the. Let me bring it in here. So here's.
I can see the pictures. Oh, that turkey hat.
There's the turkey hat.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, yeah.
There's the moment.
Look how proud you are of yourself with that.
When that was happening, I honestly did not think it was going to leak. But then when it leaked, I thought,
just go ahead and pour the whole thing on her head. I want you to know that I garnered friends through that. Kevin Sloniker saying he remembers that. He remembers that traumatic incident.
Let me see if I can. If it's possible to bring that clip up, I'm going to try.
Oh.
1908.
Okay.
So just bear with me for a second. All right, I think this is the moment. So I don't know if the software is going to work or not, but we're going to try it.
Okay.
We're going to see. Do I have it on there twice? Is that?
Just see how innocent you really are.
Oh, that's my problem. I got two different windows with the same. Let me close this one. All right, I think this is it. So hopefully it's going to work. We'll see. I got to bring our mic down. Because I took a Ziploc and I cut the top. experiment to see how good a job that you can do. Oh. That you can do on it.
Are you serious?
So you'll have to seal it like the whole way across. So why don't you start in the middle and go one way, and then which way are you going?
It's melting.
You're squeezing it. Don't squeeze it so.
I'm going this way.
Okay, now go the other way. So here we go.
Yeah, so I'm so innocently playing along with you trying to seal that bag.
Well, yeah, that was the show. We'd already sealed some other stuff successfully.
Yes, a bag of cereal that worked really well. So I thought, okay, this is really going to work.
Now do
Ta-da.
one. There it goes. Look, I turned it upside down. It's completely upside down, not leaking. Oh no, that's not
sorry.
yet. And I even said to you, I think there's a little spot over here. You should try to get that real good. So there, see, that's what you're doing. Okay, you think you have it sealed?
I don't know.
Here, let's see. No, that didn't work. It's not as good. It's not as good as it shows.
You did not.
Oh my!
I see how you are.
That was, if there was a classic moment, that was probably the one we should have shown at the end. That was probably the classic moment of the show.
I don't know if I've forgiven you for that. Kathy liked when you landed the drone in the tree, and John came with a ladder and.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure I can find that. Which video is that? Well, I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can find it while we talk. But look, just take a quick look at your hair here, though.
I can't believe you're doing that.
Ida does her hair up for the show.
I do. I have this thing about my hair, and then you pour a bucket of water on my head.
That was really the issue, I think, was that. Let me see if I can find that drone one.
Kristen liked the crow poem that we did.
Oh, crow, yeah.
That was fun. We used a different piece of software to make the crow talk.
Yeah, we should put the crow on as a
should.
memorial. Let me see if I could find. Let's see. That was so we did that. Why don't you explain what that show was for anybody that didn't see it?
It was called Bad Poetry, and I forget actually what
the tree.
I know it was trees but what we were trying to create our own poem, and it was like Mad Libs, so you had to fill in the words, and we chose the word crow, and so we together we came up with a poem about a crow, and it turned out really well. We went to a software called My Talking Pet, I think, and we had a crow actually recite the poem for us.
All right, so let's see if it works. All right, so here's the poem. There's a little bit of a clip just before it, but here's the poem.
Crows by me. I think that I shall never throw some music lovely as a crow whose happy feather is tickled against the earth's sweet stupendous pickle, a crow that looks at God all day and lifts her sultry eyes to pray, a crow that may in Pittsburgh wear a nest of in her hair, upon whose nose snow has lain, whose intimately lives with rain. Parodies are made by the words we chose, but only God can make a crow. Hee.
Right. Go.
It's that hee at the end. It's like dirty old crow or
something.
something.
That was the poem that we wrote, though. We should be proud of that. That's as good as trees, as the poem The Trees.
Yeah, right. Kevin felt bad for me, but Kathy's holding up. She said, I'm the one who sealed the bag, so it's my own fault.
You did seal the bag.
Never in a million years did I think you're going to pour that on my head.
Are you saying that that you had no idea that we were going to put water to make sure that it worked?
No, I had no idea. And especially not over my head.
Well, that happens.
Okay, yes, stuff happens. Especially to me.
Hey, I have a memory that I'll bet you that most of you don't remember. And this is a controversial memory because a lot of people, we got a negative reaction about this.
Oh.
It was our fish friend, Clickbait.
Oh. I loved Clickbait.
Clickbait's right here.
We still have him as our
He's
mascot.
still around.
He just doesn't talk so much anymore.
Still in the shot, doesn't say much. But we had Clickbait on the show.
I liked him.
Introducing the show. There were a couple reasons why First of all, people didn't like him, and we overused it. Clickbait for. We were so intrigued by it. We used it every opportunity.
Okay.
He came in and told jokes. He did everything.
Yeah, he did. He was he was
like
our go-to guy.
The side announcer. He introduced the show. But one of the problems was Clickbait did the shout-outs at the end, and he did the intro to the show telling people what the show was about. And when you listen back on the video, I could tell that you couldn't really hear everything that Clickbait was saying. So we didn't have to do away with him. We just sort of
phased him out a little bit.
Yeah, cut him back a little bit. But his name is ECHO, Clickbait.
Right. We can't say ECHO.
Yeah. But if you say Echo, why is there a fish on the show?
Fish are uniquely the same, too. Plus, I think Ida and Cal were hoping that I would be Clickbait. Hee hee hee. Ha ha. In fact, that's my full name. Echo. Clickbait.
There you go. So Clickbait.
We thought we were so clever with that.
Clickbait is still there and still alive. Just and answers questions if you ask the question. Clickbait will do it.
Joel says, "I always remember the eye cream product and that brown stuff Cal put on his face." When I look back at that picture and I saw how that accentuated your beard.
Yeah.
You look like a cartoon character.
You thought that was
like
good,
Where's
did you?
Waldo kind of thing. All you needed was a red and white striped hat and that beard.
Wait. I brought it up by mistake.
We have it?
I have I think a shot of it. I just don't know where in the video. But if I flip through it, I think I'll come across it somewhere. Here we go.
Oh, there.
Here we go.
Funny.
When I bring it up, it's a video, so it plays right away. So let me go back. There it is.
It really worked. Was it hard to get wash off? Did it stick to you?
No. It actually came off it came right off, and it actually doesn't look as good in the video, I think, as it actually did. They're sort of like
fibers.
Yeah, fibers that came. That it looks just like somebody painted. I look a little bit like a monkey there.
You kind of do. Although that was the same night we did those eye cream patches under my eyes.
Yeah, that's
and I had an allergic reaction to it.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
That wasn't
another
good,
one
was it?
of my better moments with big red bloodshot swollen eyes. No. Won't do that again.
Oh my. So remember the show when we wore sunglasses? We wore all different kinds of sunglasses.
Those were those wonderful Wish sunglasses
Oh,
too.
yeah,
I like the one. Oh, I'm not saying I'm getting all started, but I love the one with you, the hair dryer, because you looked so totally ridiculous. It was like payback for dumping water on my head.
All right, let's see if we can find the hair dryer. Did we put that aside
we
somewhere?
did put it aside.
Oh, here it is. On February 27th, just a couple weeks after my birthday. Thank you.
You were up for it.
February 27th.
Uh-huh. Oh, I hope we can find it, because the hair dryer is so becoming on you. And the look on your face when it started to get hot. It was funny. Those Wish products are a hoot.
All right, let's see if we can bring it up. So here is the... Wait. Here we go. Let's... Here we go.
You did it.
Well, we'll see if it works.
Okay.
It's a little glitchy because I'm broadcasting it from another computer and then it has to come into this computer. So sometimes you miss little clips or it jumps around. It's not 30 frames a second, but here we go.
I can tell already.
My dad used to say you have to suffer to be beautiful.
There's a little pull string here.
Yes, that keeps the air from blowing out once it's on. You're supposed to. Okay, you should be able to see. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna turn this on now and see. It should blow up.
Ooh. Oh, that was a little thrill.
I'm sorry, but I've been waiting for this for a very long time.
Here, I'll move it to the microphone. Wait.
That's it. Not only does it
It's
dry.
getting hot.
I didn't turn the heat on, did I?
It's getting hot.
Not only do you become your hair get dry, you look ridiculous.
What? I can't hear you. I'm getting my hair dry.
So tell us, how do you feel like it's
Mabel,
dry?
how you doing? What do you talk about when you're getting your hair dry?
Men usually.
Okay.
How silly they are.
Oh my.
That thing
Yeah.
that was a hoot.
So that, there's a little backstory behind that, which is when we got the product and the hairdryer, and we didn't think that the hairdryer, that the sleeve would fit on the end of the hairdryer.
Right.
And so we had actually prepared a whole, we had duct tape and all sorts of stuff, and then we went to put it on the hairdryer, and it worked. So we weren't sure it was going to, but then it did. And that was a good day.
It was a good day.
That was a fun show.
You were a good sport about it, Galvin. Kristen says she could see Grandma using something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, us grandmas do use things like that. We used to back in the day.
That was the same show where you painted eyebrows on me, and then you painted my teeth. You painted my teeth, and I brushed them with that black...
With black charcoal.
Yeah, that was all one
Oh,
show.
that was horrible. We did that all in one show. That's ridiculous.
That's why our shows were an hour long.
We got on a roll. But how was that black charcoal stuff? I mean, when I used those magic markers to paint your teeth, I thought, you are going to have red and blue and green teeth forever. But it worked kind of, didn't? Oh, Cal. I just glanced over and saw the picture of him with that black.
There it is.
Oh my!
And if you move it back, see you have the magic markers that you paint on my teeth
Yeah.
with. In your
I'm
hand.
sorry about that.
And there's you with after painting my teeth with magic markers. Oh my!
Oh, that was fun.
That was. Those were some pretty good shows. What are your other favorite shows? Do you have any other
I've got lots
favorite
of
moments or favorite
lots
shows?
of favorite moments. We've had some really endearing conversations. We've had when we showed it around Halloween time was our trip to Gravity Hill. And when we talked about going to Gravity Hill to demonstrate this place, this geographical location where gravity was defied, I thought, okay, this is, all hype. But when I got there and saw how it worked, I'm still creeped out by it. I'm wondering if it does.
That show wasn't very long ago either. That was less than a month ago.
Yeah,
that was just a few
we
weeks
filmed
ago.
that a long time ago though, but we showed it just a few weeks ago, and that was the same night we did the meat shower of the vulture vomit story that I got to report on.
I think meat rain or meat shower is one of the best moments on the show. Just being able to say meat rain.
And vulture
the day
vomit.
it rained meat.
I don't know.
Turns out that sometimes vultures spit up the meat they eat, and it rains meat. Turns out it's possible.
It's kind of gross, but
It's not just a theory. It actually happens.
Oh.
1643 is Gravity Hill.
Oh, you've got the numbers? Well, that'd
Let's
be
see
great.
if we can find it. Wait, that was a really long clip, so I don't want to...
Well, I mean, you can see it when he pulls up the clip. You'll be able to see we were driving down this road. We were definitely downhill. The front of the car was tilting downward, as you feel when you're going down a hill. We actually went down to a stop sign, and there was even a lower dip there, and we stopped in the lower dip, put the car in neutral, and the car actually rolled uphill, which I couldn't even... I was scared, actually. And you say that that's just a visual... It's
an optical illusion.
Yeah, an optical illusion.
So I'm going to try to show this, but I can't tell whether it's really going to work or not because the cue point that we had isn't right. But here, this is a cue point.
That's the way the show's going tonight, so let's just pick a cue point.
And we drove down to the stop sign, and again, I stopped short of the stop sign, but a little bit
See
later.
the little dip by the stop sign? Can you see it there?
Yeah, you could actually feel your car, like the right side of your car, go down and all into it. So once again, same experiment. Take your foot off the brake, and here we go.
Uphill backwards. That is a spooky phenomenon.
It is a weird feeling.
And the car rolls up the hill.
It sure does.
You got to go there. If you're anywhere around Pittsburgh, you can get to the North Hills. You got to go there. The car rolls up the hill. You swear, like you think, a lot of people. What? Oh, we're not on the screen. You think that a lot of, that there's a lot of hype behind it, but then you go and you say, well, this part I could see where this might be flat, but then you go down here and you go.
No, and the kids went down there and they rolled a ball down the hill, and the ball stopped and
started
rolling back up the hill. That's weird.
That was a good.
That's almost as exciting as a meat shower and vulture vomit.
One of my favorite moments was a very early show, was the egg topper.
Oh,
when I don't know if I can find this. Oops, I did it again.
The egg topper thing I thought was funny because we hadn't had real good luck with the demonstrations we were doing with the products, so I had no
faith
that it was going to work. But
do you remember we had a birthday party for you?
I do. That was so sweet.
So there's Ida's birthday party. Wait, that's not her birthday party. That was a game we played. Look at that.
Aw, that
See,
was
and there's
nice.
a candle there for you.
Yeah.
And we made those hats. We folded the hats. Remember?
You're never too old to have a great birthday party. So that was lots of fun.
Well, if we're not careful, this show is going to be our longest show ever.
That's right. So we should
we started a little bit late, but it is 8:57. Any other things that you want to make sure you get out there, or anything that anybody else does? We'll do your saying of the day, and we'll do the shout outs, and then we'll close it out. But if anybody has anything else they want to pop in, it's been a great year.
It has been a great year.
It's been really fun to look through the videos and think about that, and I really look forward to the future. There aren't a lot of people that sustain through a year, and you're the ones that have helped us sustain. So that's
right, and our audience keeps growing. And if you can't join us for the live show, then you can always watch us later on Facebook or on YouTube. A lot of people choose to do that, and we're so happy for that. Our Facebook likes and our YouTube subscribers have gone up. And so we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you inviting your friends and sharing with them as well.
So Ida, here is your reaction to the egg.
Oh, to the egg topper.
That was the best part of it. Was just that genuine reaction right here. What?
Oh, whose mouth is that?
It's a circle on the egg.
It really worked. And you just told the story. I'm sorry, because I just digress. But it was such a sweet story about your gift that you got for your wife. That you opened up an egg, you blew the egg out, you put pearls inside.
Yeah.
you wouldn't have had to do all that work. You could have just used the topper thing.
Pop the egg right off of it.
Right.
Pop the top right off the egg. All right, so let's move on. We are not going to do a joke of the day today. In honor of 1 year, we're going to give everyone a break.
We're going to save up. Next week's joke is going to be so good, it's going to blow your socks off.
But we do want to do the saying of the day, so let me bring that up for you, Ida. There you go.
So the reason I chose this one this week, it's actually a quote by Fred Rogers. And if you've been paying attention on Facebook, today is World Kindness Day, and people were being encouraged to wear a cardigan sweater in honor of Fred Rogers because he was such a kind and genuine man. And it's also Caregiver Appreciation Day, which for individuals with disabilities, it's so important to have caregivers you can rely on, and caregivers don't get enough credit for the work that they do out of love and out of concern. So thank you, caregivers, for your day. And here's the quote for today. Love isn't a state of perfect caring. It's an active noun like struggle. To love someone is to strive to accept that person exactly the way he or she is right here and right now. So thank you, Fred Rogers, and thank you all.
That's great, Ida. Thank you for leading us in that direction. And I want to move you right into, just because we're running long, I want to move you right into some shout outs. If anybody else has shout outs that you would like to do, please do at this point. And we're going to leave the YouTube broadcast up while we do the shout outs. Even we'll end it with the shout outs as well.
Okay, well, today is Sherry Churchill's birthday. Tomorrow is Charlotte Hopkins, one of our dear friends.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize.
Yeah. Lucas Poole's birthday is on the 15th. Jan Gamola on the 16th. Max Tosh on the 17th. And Dean Fowler on the 18th. So happy birthday, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful birthday and a beautiful, blessed year ahead. Thanks.
And these are Disability Awareness Days?
There's Disability Awareness Days. Yeah, I have some that are all through November. So it's Epilepsy Month, it's Good Nutrition Month, Prostate Cancer Men's Health Month, Red Ribbon Month.
Yeah.
So
lots of them.
So
good month to think about that.
That's right.
And I think that's about it. It's been 1 year. 1 year. So we should take the time to celebrate. We should have had a cake, right? No, but it's really only 1 year. It's only 54 videos. I think when we get to 100, then that's a number that we could actually.
You just don't want to buy a cake.
So how much does a cake cost anyway? If you wanted to make a cake and donate it.
Oh, I see how you are.
Well, we're gonna call it a night. Thanks for coming and joining us. It has been fun, as Joel said. We really appreciate it. When we think about, it looks like Rob's gonna just tell us a joke. Oh, that was a dirty joke. I think he's telling.
Yeah,
about a pig falling in the mud. Anyway, let me wrap up. We really are glad that you were here for tonight. Or any time over the last year. Some of you have watched every show, every minute. Others have just popped in here and there. We're glad for whatever you want. We want to be a part of each other's lives, and not just in the videos, but in the videos where we're just having community together. So we want to keep that going. I said earlier that I'm thinking that maybe we're going to do 2 a week instead of 1. So we're going to change the format a little bit, I think, change the night, and that will enable us to come on twice. And so that probably means you won't watch twice necessarily, but some of you might. But it'll give you more content and more opportunities. So stay tuned for that. We'll be talking about that as early as next week.
Right.
But we're excited. We've put in the year, and now we're ready to put in another year.
Right.
And go ahead. You're going to say something.
I was just going to say, with everybody here, I mean, it's a fun job. It's not even a job. You know, when you feel like you're doing something that you love doing with people you love, it just comes naturally. And I feel so blessed to be here.
All right, we got to get out of here. It's 9:04. Or if we don't hurry, we're gonna break Mary Lou's record.
Okay.
But we'll just close it out together. Maybe both of us. We'll say it together on our anniversary, and it goes like this: I'm uniquely the same. You're uniquely the same. Together we can change the world. We will see you next time. Thanks for coming.